And hello and welcome once again to Toy Soldiers Old School, and all the cameras shifted around. Okay, figures. I was like, I had it perfect. But no, of course not. Of course it didn't stay the way I just spent like 45 minutes painstakingly set up. Okay, that's all right. We can work with this. Hello there. My name is Diane Morrison. I'm known in the community as Sable Aradia. I will be one of two GMs for this particular game. I am the creator of the Toy Soldier Saga, and when I am not GMing, I play Captain Celine Wintermist, now Commodore Celine Wintermist, who is an idealistic young priestess of the moon and star goddess who joined the Avalonian Imperial Navy in order to see the universe and maybe help some people out along the way. My and her pronouns are she or they. We have a very big cast tonight. I'm very excited about it. I'm going to go in a particular order, and everybody is going to introduce themselves and their characters. We're going to start with my co-GM, Aaron.
Hi there. My name's Aaron. I'm known online as Aaron Ree. All right. I play the part of Ruavel Sunfall mostly, but I'm also the sub GM for this game, so I assist when we have things like this go on. All right. And tonight I'll be mostly playing the part of an NPC, the Imperial Prince Selnaris Kimarne.
Awesome. And pronouns?
My pronouns are he, they. Selnars are he, him.
Okay, perfect. We're going to introduce our regular PCs first, and then we're going to introduce you to our chat crew, many of whom have joined us for tonight's session. So we'll go with Rowan. Muted.
Hi. Yeah, I was getting there. I just had a different window open. Hi, I'm Rowan. I play Lady Vonvin Starsong, who is an ensign in the Avalonian Imperial Navy. Well, Marine. She started as Navy. She moved to Marines because bug suit. I'll keep it short and sweet tonight. She's also our ship's druid and party druid. Her pronouns are she, her, and so are mine.
Didn't all the ensigns get promoted?
Maybe. We haven't decided that yet, but probably.
Okay.
Like I said, we're still in the process of a bunch of things happening where we're all going to have to change uniforms. So over the next couple of weeks, if you've been watching, there's going to be some changes in the look of the stream. We're going to be changing uniforms, so we'll have to change the main picture, and we'll probably also be changing how we start and some of our setups. So, but that's fine. Awesome. Okay. Vonvin, if this is your first time joining us, is also one of 3 Imperial princesses. So is Celine, and so is Yasma. It's important because at the moment, one of the Imperial princesses, Vonvin, is engaged to the soon-to-be king, provided that his political enemies do not defeat him, and that is going to be a relevant plot point tonight. So, yeah. All right, so let's move over to Taz.
Hi, my name is Taz. I am also known as GMNO99 on the internet. I play Arden Spellsword, a Magus Kensai who likes crafting things. My pronouns are he, him, and yep.
Awesome. And Siobhan. I see you're unmuted, but I do not hear you.
Sorry, I had the other one muted too. Hi, I'm Siobhan, also known as Siobhan the Writer. I will be playing the part of Captain.
Promotion.
Don't call me Lilas Madrimlian. Who is an altruistic elf who joined the Avalonian Imperial Navy out of family obligations. Has been shifted over to the Marines for the Maquis group. Decided that intelligence wasn't good enough. He's going Black Ops. My pronouns are she, her. Madrimlians are he, they.
Awesome. Let's go to Blake.
Hi, I'm Blake. I'll be playing the part of Crowley, a Phoenix, feline-like race of my own creation. Crowley joined the Avalonian Imperial Navy with his friend Yasma. Had grand adventures, became part of the Marines, and our pronouns are he, him, and shit disturber.
Definitely. Definitely. That's awesome. And Dawn, please.
Hi, I'm Dawn. I play Lieutenant Yasma Snowwind. I was an orphan. Now I'm one of the Imperial princesses and the heir to the throne. So that's a big change. So just get used to that. And our pronouns are she, her.
Awesome. And Chris?
Hi, I'm Chris. I play the part of Arian. He's the slightly grizzled, older member of the main group. Not sure he's the oldest member of this group, but he is the Duke of Peridot, and he is or has recently been promoted to major and placed in command of all of the Marine forces in the system. Two big changes for him, and he's stepping up and doing the best job he can with the politics and the leadership part. Our pronouns are he, him.
Awesome. And yes, that's the end of our regular cast. So let's have sorry, things are a mess here. Let's start with our chat crew. Now, normally you guys see our... Oh, Barbaros is here. Okay, cool. Just give me a second. Yes. All right, so normally you see our chat crew in the chat. They are playing sort of very important NPCs or semi-PCs, as it were. And because there's a lot of things going on, and they have a lot that they have had to do, we figured that we would actually put them on the screen and get them to do that. We aired a bonus episode earlier today, which replaced Sable's World Forge today. And so if you want to see the first part of what they're up to and you haven't yet, then you should definitely check it out. And we'll go around the circle. We'll start with Stretch.
Hi, I'm DM Stretch. Stream on Twitch. World building, occasional painting stream, just general TTRPG stuff. Obviously under twitch.tv DM Stretch. And today I'll be playing an alpha named Evileth Oleander. He's the bosun of the vessel, although he also has another job, and that is an undercover royal guard to put there to look after the princesses, make sure nothing happens to them. Well, stuck me as bosun as somebody who's got to keep this ragtag bunch in line.
And pronouns?
Pronouns all the same. For player and character is he, him.
Awesome. And let's see who's next on my list. Eli.
Hello, my name is Eli Quake. That's Elikwake, and I will be playing Aaron Skywing, who is a idealistic, if a little cranky, sylph cleric / monk. And they're currently on a different planet than most of the other characters, but I understand we're getting to them. So.
Yep, we are.
And their pronouns are they, them. My pronouns are they, he.
Okay, perfect. And there's my mother calling at the wrong time as usual. I don't understand. Okay, sorry. It's just funny. Okay, and let's go with Daz.
Hello, my name is Dazzling Cat. I will be playing the part of Dazzle Cat, who is a roguish character. changed her name because she didn't like her real one. And she stole a Marine uniform to try to escape some trouble, ended up sneaking on board a ship, pretending to be a Marine, and suddenly she was forced to become a real Marine, and now she does shenanigans here and there. Our pronouns are she, her.
Awesome. And Magpie.
Howdy, I'm Dragon Magpie. I'm going to be playing the part of Nimlin Opal Arbor, who is technically full Alfar, but as you could see from her appearance, has some non-Alfar elf heritage somewhere in there. She ran away from home to join the Marines, while too young to join the Marines, but nobody has figured that out quite yet, and is currently trying to raise money and prestige so she can basically get her mother's face drugged through the dirt.
And pronouns.
Oh, both of our pronouns are she, her.
Awesome. And we knew he was going to be a little late, and he's here, Barbarossa.
I temporarily forgot how to unmute. Hi, I'm Barbarossa Sparklebeard. I will be playing Barbarossa Blackfinger, who is a gnome gunslinger who is known to not get into any trouble and is an honest soul at heart. And he's just a good all-around guy, likes to have a little fun. And
awesome.
His pronouns are he, him.
All right.
Snicker.
I am not succeeding with the tags tonight, by the way, guys. I don't know why. They're just not working. Okay.
We got tags. That seems to work just fine for me.
Well, my problem is that I keep trying to copy different things over, and for some reason, instead of duplicate, it keeps using reference, and then I end up changing 6 tags, 2 at the same time.
Right.
Like that just did. Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah. Sorry, just give me one moment, okay? I'm sorry.
No.
There's been a lot of extra setup tonight, and yeah, it's we've had some trouble, so but that's all right. Now, let's see. Okay, obviously duplicate is not what I want. Reference is what I must want, because okay. I thought it was the other way around. Oh my god, okay.
Just remember, it's not an official stream without technical difficulties.
Well, this is true.
Even the D&D official channel had technical difficulties the other night.
All right, well,
happens to everyone.
Okay, so we have several things going on all at once. Perhaps while I'm messing around with tags, it would be best if we had somebody do various recaps. So, I'm not going to ask Siobhan to do the recaps tonight because she was in both sessions and therefore might get confused about what was where. So instead, let's have a recap from Chris about what happened last week.
Marine Commander's Log. Things have been chaotic since the fall of Everglade. We managed to make it from the hidden city of Silverwood to can never remember the other place's name.
Glimmerfell,
where we met up with the Crown Prince and got Xerxes situated into the palace. The there was some discussion about him, hurrying up and getting married and producing an heir to secure his line and his throne more securely. Sable's character Celine went off to the priests and saw the Serenity and got him to come to the palace and take over taking care of the dead king's body. The nobles were assembled. Arian talked to his grandmother and got the most loyal nobles to show up at the palace first, and they swore fealty. And there was much discussion of what was going on with the political situation. Arian and Celine made their debut at High Command and got the other senior Marine and naval officers on board and made arrangements for a Marine force to be standing by in case it was needed. And let's see. Yasma returned to us from having been injured in the previous session, and I think that's most of it.
I think so. Well, I should expect that, an old Navy man might know a thing or two about giving a sit rep. Thank you very much. Awesome. All right. Stretch, what did you guys get up to last night?
Nothing. We just went out for a drink, nice and quiet, that's all. I decided to integrate myself while being off duty. Bosses is never off bloody duty. And just to see what the general feel was among the troops, whether there's any talk of dissent. Look out for loyalty as well, good and bad. And we just need to get a general idea if there's anything we need to keep an eye on. I went to have just a couple quiet drinks with Barbarossa. Saltwater shandies, as Barbarossa put it. And while the others went out looking around the more civilian areas, just looking out for anything, and just happened to acquire a boat. I think I might be on the way very soon. But I don't know that yet.
Yep.
Have I missed anything?
There were 3 suspicious people in the bar
Yeah.
that you went into.
Like I said, I was keeping an eye out.
Excellent.
And you missed the Skywing portions.
No, we have not. Because I'm asking individual people to give their individual things about what their part of the game was doing last night.
Yeah, I wasn't there. I don't know.
He doesn't have any idea what was happening on Phoenix Rock.
Fair enough.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, his psychic powers failed him completely.
Yep. Okay, and let's go with what Daz and Nimlin were up to. Let's see. Who wants to do it? Probably Daz. Daz knows how to give a sit rep. I'm picking on you.
Yeah. Well, we started out with a little bit of discussion with Lieutenant Mad about a tin hat and sticking mental fingers into brains.
And whether or not that was okay. Yep.
Then we got a little bit of coin from Silnaris and went out to go looking for a blockade runner. or two.
And
so
did
we
you find
did.
some?
We managed to find a puck captain and the ship Little Pucker.
Yep. For those who are probably unaware, since this term was introduced last episode, which if you didn't see the earlier stream of the recorded game, you don't know, a puck is a gnome. Yeah, half gnome, half elf. Yeah. Do go on, sorry. Yeah.
We also managed to run into one of Nimmelin's family ships, and when she went to ask, in fact, she didn't get to ask much. The whole ship, the cargo, signed over to her, and the entire crew skedaddled, cleaned out, left the ship. So we are stuck with the ship with just us two, full of cargo, and no idea what the heck we're supposed to do now.
Yep.
And that's where we ended.
All right. And last but not least, our brand new chat crew character, Aaron. What happened on your end last night?
Well, I've been part of the Marines for about 6 months. Spent the last month on Phoenix Rock, lodging with a venerated veteran, Sergeant Whitebirch, I believe it was.
That's right.
Okay, Sergeant Whitebirch, who noticed that there were a lot of goblins. I took a fly around and noticed there were a lot of goblins with lots of daggers down by the docks. Went back to him, and he suggested we go off to the base there on Phoenix Rock and figure out what to do, what command wanted us to do, and found out about a certain what is the term I am failing to think of? The message that was sent.
The general order?
Yes, the general order. A certain order that had gone out, which I will not spoil for anyone who does not know about it yet. And
curious about one thing though.
Huh?
About that general order. I'll ask when you're done.
Okay. And the I don't remember what his rank was. The person in charge at the base ran off clanging a bell very loudly. And that is where we left my character.
Perfect.
The thing I was going to ask about is why is her name redacted at this point?
Because I'm sure that the universe does not need to know, with the planet under occupation, that they can confirm that the Imperial Princess is on the planet.
True.
They do not require that information. Yes. Okay. That is absolutely everything that was going on. Now, that's a good place to start, is with the general order, or as it will be known in the future, the Commodore's Emergency War Measures Act, Emergency War Measures Order 001. Right? So, but before we do that, Barbarossa, I appreciate that you came in, without the cam active because you knew you would be coming in on the live stream, but did you want your cam active? If so, now is the time.
I'm still muted.
I think you forgot how to unmute again.
Bottom left-hand corner, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He hasn't gone AFK, is he?
Who knows? Scroll.
Rosie's still there.
Okay, I guess I'll start with the general order, and then we'll ask him again in a couple minutes, in case he did go AFK or is having difficulty with his computer. Right, okay, so, actually, no. First, I'll do some ground rules for people in the game itself tonight. Okay, because it is a very big cast, we're going to have to be careful to manage the technology as well as we can, or we're not, it's going to be just too confusing. So, 1, please mute when you are not talking, right? 2,
If you're not a game master.
right. 2, when the game master is speaking, you aren't, right? 3, if you're on cam, you stay on cam. We're fine with your chair being empty. That's okay, right? And
I turn my cam off if I have to smoke pot, but
yeah, well, your image isn't going to move at this point, so that's the key, right? And then number 4, if you go AFK, we need to know, right? So
Okay, Sparkles did sort of go AFK because he was trying to quiet his dog down.
yeah.
okay, that's cool.
Yeah, my dog started barking. She heard a loud thump. I think a branch fell outside and scared her.
Okay, no problem. Yep. But yeah, just let us know
I didn't hear
next
everything.
time.
My headset's loud enough that it kind of reverbs out, so I still kind of heard everything.
Okay, so that being said, did you want to be on camera tonight or not? Because this is a good chance to jump in with the cam if you'd like.
Not tonight. I have a face full of food.
Okay,
Wait.
perfect. All right.
One small reminder, everybody. We do have a raise hand function for Zoom.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. It will bump your images around because you'll appear at the front, but then I'll want to resolve it as quickly as possible so we're not confusing the audience. Okay, and another thing that it may be difficult for the audience to follow exactly what's going on and who is where. So people will, the party by necessity is split up at the moment. And so there will be different things going on. If you are confused, don't hesitate to ask us. For reference, other than the people on camera, if they're not on cam at the moment, if they have a wooden portal around them, they are the regular PCs. If they don't, they're chat crew. Yep, or those on cam can literally just raise their hand. Yep, that always works nicely too. All right, our regular rules apply, which is to say that the audience can influence the outcome. If you would like anybody to re-roll for good or ill, except if it is a 1 or a 20, you may use the re-roll channel point option. You can do that up to each individual action, you can do that twice for. After that, you stand with whatever it is. So you can use it to screw with the players or not.
Natural 20s and natural 1s are immune to this.
I already said that. Okay. All right. I'm going to give this just a second because I said my audio quality was doing something weird. Okay, there we go. So here is the Commodore's Emergency War Order 001. This has been broadly distributed to all of the forces in the Telasian fleet using the emergency direct message system, which is rarely used because it is only to be used for these situations, basically. Right? Actually, did Aaron use his yeah, he did. Okay. All right. The Commodore's Emergency War Order 001 was a military order dispatched by an unknown Commodore who found themselves in command of the Telasian Imperial Fleet after the opening salvos of the First Interstellar War. Why the identity of the Commodore has been redacted remains a mystery. If you are looking at the article, there is a red button that is underneath the blue box on the far right there that says, get a copy of Book 1. If you click on that red button, you can read the document along, and this is what it says. From Commodore Redacted, Telasian Fleet Commanding, to Avalonian Imperial Star Command and the Telasian Fleet. 13, Hunter's Moon, 4611, Avalonian Calendar. Alania Star Command and the Telasian Fleet. Be advised that the anticipated Fomorian invasion has arrived at Telesia. Evergleam has fallen, the planet is blockaded, and the fleet has been significantly reduced in strength. Casualty reports remain sketchy at best, but are assumed to number in the thousands, both civilian and military. The situation is further complicated by the death of King Elias II, who fell bravely defending Evergleam against the Fomorian threat. His son and heir apparent, Prince Xerxes Radiant, has not yet been coronated. And I'm going to stop and remind people, because sometimes even the players get confused about this. There is the Imperial Crown, and there is the Telasian Crown. The Telasian Crown answers to the Imperial Crown. Selnaris is the Imperial Crown Prince, and 3 of the characters are his daughters, although this is not broadly known. The heir apparent to the Telasian Crown is Prince Xerxes, who has been part of the crew for some time. Intelligence acquired by the AINS Redacted indicates that the enemy fleet numbers as follows. And by the way, kudos to Nimulin for thinking of getting this information. 9 dreadnoughts, 18 men of war, 20 sloops of war, 30 frigates, 36 corvettes, 50 plus gunboats estimated, 50 plus fighters estimated. By command of Imperial Crown Prince Selnaris Kimarne, I have been promoted to the rank of Commodore, and until someone of higher rank relieves me, I have been directed to take command of the Telasian fleet. Likewise, Arian Mythithus has been promoted to the rank of Major of the Marines. Actually, that's probably redacted too. No, it wouldn't be. Never mind. And has taken command of the Marine Corps in the system as directed by the Crown Prince. As the present commander of the Telasian Imperial Forces, I hereby invoke the Imperial War Measures Act. 1. All Imperial reservists are hereby activated. 2. Imperial officers are hereby empowered to commandeer any starfaring ships they see fit to serve in the system's defense. 3. All recruiting stations, whether or not they have been closed, are directed to reopen and ramp up active recruitment as soon as possible. 4. Imperial territories that still allow for the Imperial draft are ordered to reinstate it. 5. Convicted criminals in Imperial territories may hereby serve their sentences within the Imperial forces instead of as prisoners of the Imperial Crown. 6. All decommissioned Imperial naval ships are to be recommissioned if doing so remains possible. 7. Shipyards within Imperial territories are ordered to cease commercial shipbuilding and repair immediately, and to turn their activities to the service of the Imperial Navy instead. Business owners will be compensated by the Imperial Crown at the current standard rate. 8. Foundries and brassworks within Imperial territories are hereby required to produce 25% of their output in the form of ordnance, for which they will be compensated by the Imperial Crown at standard rate. 9. Sale of blue star mushroom spores and queenswort is hereby prohibited to anyone except Imperial forces. 10. Foreign Fomorian nationals are to be expelled from Imperial territories immediately, and may be detained indefinitely or dealt with by all necessary force should they refuse. 11. Consorting with the factions or nations of the Solstice Pact shall be considered treasonous and is punishable by death if guilt is determined by military court-martial. These directives are effective immediately and supersede any previous orders that might be in conflict. And it is signed by Commodore Redacted, Commander-in-Chief, Telasian Fleet, Major Arian Mythithus, Commander, Telasian Fleet Marines, Captain Selnaris Kimarne, Imperial Crown Prince, and Heir Apparent. Tonight's episode 70, is called Emergency War Measures. Let us begin. Now, what was Yasma doing last I recall? Because she's the only one I can't remember clearly where she had been assigned and what she was doing. Dawn?
I'm not entirely sure. I know we were doing target practice, and then I don't know what we were doing after that.
Muted, Aaron.
You guys went to Glimmerfell after that.
Glimmerfell?
The target practice was taking place in Silverwood.
Okay.
I believe that Dawn was, or not Dawn, Yasma was with Vonvin and Xerxes because Crowley had gone off with Sonars.
Yeah, I believe so too.
Okay. Well, as I recall, they got the least play last time, so let's start with that.
Okay.
Okay. So I believe that the last thing that happened there was that a bunch of supportive nobles had come in to offer their condolences and support. They swore their fealty to Prince Xerxes, and now Arian's mother, who was our grandmother rather, who was in charge at least taking spokesperson position, says to them, "So is there anything that we can do to be of assistance in the meantime?"
I need all the loyal people I can get to be around me, says Xerxes. So, there's a lot of people that don't feel that I'm worthy to be king.
Well, that's not for them to say, in my opinion. Your imperial, or your highness. It's still your highness, right? Yeah. Your highness, she says.
But they will try.
Yes, I imagine they will, she says, so we shall be ready for them. She says, would you like us to call upon our house guard, as it were, to assist with the process of the changing of the guard around here for the time being? Or are you not even certain of them, she says.
He says, I don't know. He says, I trust your word that these people are loyal. But can we trust everyone in their houses?
She says, well, I've never heard them say a negative word about the crown, she says. But, yes, I see where you're coming from, she says. All right, well, we're just going to, I guess, be present, she says. May I go and fetch you some tea from your kitchens, she says.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Yep.
Your Grace, please feel free to join us afterwards.
Thank you, she says. She says, yeah, I doubt that is Vonvin's identity known?
No.
Then she says, my lady, shall I fetch you some tea as well? You're
muted.
Some tea would be lovely, thank you.
Very good.
This is Vonvin, my fiance.
My lady, she says. Honored to meet you. She smiles at fiance. She's like, good.
Yeah, and a star elf.
Yeah, okay, all right, this is good. She's,
but she's not wearing a Tear of Freya yet.
Right.
Nope.
Right. Mm-hmm. She says, with your leave then? Yeah, she bows out, grabs somebody else to join her, and they head to the kitchen. Yes, let's see. I wonder... I'm trying to think of what nobles would do if they're basically decorative at the moment.
Drink wine.
Yeah, drink wine.
Yep.
Drink, eat, and do noble things like arrange flowers and play music and recite poetry and dance.
You're right. They offer to provide some light not, some light entertainment.
Oh, thank you.
Would also assume that given the political situation, they're hobnobbing and cementing, alliances between the
and
houses.
stuff. Yeah.
Oh, yes, that's what they're doing, among themselves, but nobody feels, the prince's dad just died. They're not about to immediately be like, oh, and by the way, I'd like you to meet my daughter, It looked like one of them might have been going to do that, but fiance, and they kind of went, okay. They're loyal to the crown, right? So.
Well, he smiled at him and he says, you have a daughter married.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to get you to repeat that because Zoom had an issue. I am shutting down my Chrome now that I no longer need it. Can you repeat?
He smiles at him and he said, you have a daughter that needs married.
Well, I won't lie, Your Highness. I had some hopes, but nods to Von Vin and says, I see you've already made a decision on that front, and that's good for the crown all around, he says. Do you have anyone you could recommend?
He says, well, I have people I'd recommend, but they wouldn't appreciate it.
Right.
And, he says, the people that I know might have sons and daughters your daughter's age.
Wonderful, he says.
How old is she?
She says, I'm 60, Your Highness.
We can see what we can do. Smile better.
Thank you, Your Highness, and I'm sorry that this is intruding on your...
You're not at all, he says. I'm looking to keep my mind occupied.
Ah. Well then, she says, if you'd like to prattle at you about our various house politics, I'm sure we'd be glad to oblige, she says.
Do you play an instrument?
I do, Your Highness. I play the harp.
I'd love to hear it.
As Your Highness commands, she says. Yeah, she'll bring out a harp and Evil hiding under the space skin at the mention of marriages. Yeah, that's great. It's cool. Yes. Actually, what the hell was your grandmother's name? Well, Mithithis, right? Obviously, Lady
Yes.
Mithithis. Then turns to Yasma and smiles, and she looks at everyone and she says, "This is my grandson's girlfriend, Yasma Snowwind," she says. She promptly introduces all of the various people to you. There's too many for you to remember the names of, so...
Okay. So I smile and nod at everybody and shake hands and say hi and try to remember names and whatnot.
Yeah.
Like, but I'm probably really uncomfortable with the whole courtly stuff.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
used to it.
You definitely feel like a fish out of water here. This is
Yeah.
not your style at all.
He goes, what do you guys say we play some croquet?
That sounds wonderful, Your Highness.
What do you think? You ever played croquet? Von Ven?
As a matter of fact, yes. That sounds positively delightful. My great uncle was very thorough in seeing that I was schooled. I think you'll like it, Yasma.
At least it gets you out in the garden.
Yeah. Well, you'll have to teach me how to play.
Of course.
Yeah, the tea arrives at that point. The the lady sips it herself before handing it to you.
Thank you, he says. And is your personal blend?
Yes, she says, actually, from, she prattles on about whatever mix and where things came from. Yeah.
Knowing my grandmother and the fact that the comm lines have been reopened, it's probably an apple branch product from Peridot.
Yeah.
It probably is. Yes, she says, actually, it's an apple branch product, she says.
Oh, really?
You'd be delighted to know, I think.
I am.
Yeah, and she, talks about that for a bit while you guys head out to play croquet.
And he says that we're about to play a game of croquet. Would you care to join us?
We'd be delighted. Thank you.
Yeah, Von Bin doesn't, mention the small notes of Kanathi green that are in the background of that particular tea.
Yep.
Nerve comment.
Yeah, what she says is a blend of Peridocian spices and herbs.
Yeah, he enjoys it.
Awesome. Okay, yeah, so you learn how to play croquet. I have no idea how to play croquet. So
you hit a ball through hoops.
Basically, yeah.
Those balls out of the way and
croquet
really,
a peg.
Or if your ball is touching another player's ball, you could be really, really cruel. Put your foot on top of your ball and whack the ball. It sends their ball flying in the opposite direction.
Okay, that's actually cool. From watching it, in the brief bits that I've seen it looks to me like golf, but more boring. So.
Oh no, it's not. It's a lot of fun.
It could be funny.
If you can screw with your opponents like that, then that sounds like a great time, actually.
Some of my best memories of croquet are just messing with my cousins. It's the monopoly of golf, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's sort of like Chandler golf, almost.
Oh, okay. That's an out-of-game reference to a previous game. Chandler golf is basically Calvin ball, but golf.
Yeah.
You make up the rules as you go.
Sounds kind of like the original gnome ball.
Yep, like the original gnome ball.
I also just can't believe I described it as the monopoly of golf.
Pretty much.
That's fun.
1 second. I'm going to go invisible.
Okay. Yeah, so you guys spend some time doing that. I don't know. What do you think Yasma would think of that as a game? Would she enjoy it or not?
Yeah, she'd probably like it because it's competitive. You know?
And Xerxes puts just enough fun and competitiveness into it to make it fun.
Awesome.
Like he bets on things.
For some reason, you got really quiet, dear.
Better?
No. Weird.
I'm going to switch to a different microphone. Make sure
here. Yeah, it sounded like you had a microphone change almost.
Yeah. You lost timbre and depth.
Microphone.
Is it running out of charge?
It's possible.
Okay, well, whatever. I just wanted to make sure nothing had gone wrong. You're still audible. You just got quieter if you...
Right, okay.
Yeah. All right. In the meantime, Selnar was gathering Crowley and Madrimlian, I believe.
And Dazzlecat and Dragon Magpie when they get back.
Right, so we have to resolve what's going on with them first. Okay. You might want to consider turning up the mic a bit, though, now, I guess.
It's maxed out.
All right. Okay, we'll run with it then.
Yeah, this thing is dying.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I couldn't even get it to connect to my phone today for like half an hour.
All right.
Of course, I did wear it in the bath.
Well, that'll do it. Okay, fair enough. In the meantime, yes, we'll go back to Dazzlecat and Nimmelin then. You have a ship with no crew. You have a ship and crew. What's next?
Well, they did just report the ship with no crew to Madrimlian.
Yes, they did.
Well, what I did was I reported that I have some cargo to sell to them.
That's true. She didn't say anything about a ship yet.
Daz
did. I did.
Okay. Oh, right. Okay.
I complained that we have a ship full of some sort of cargo. We haven't looked it up yet. And no cap. All I reported is that we had no captain on this ship, but we have the ship. And then we have the one runner ship and captain. I didn't specify that we have no crew or anything else.
Right.
Right.
So we just need someone to captain her, do we?
And all the other positions too.
Right. Send a missive to Ruavel. Ruavel, we have a ship with no crew. We need a skeleton crew. And that's as far as I can go with that for now. I got 20 words.
Right.
And do we just hold the ship till someone shows up? Because we're supposed to go with Selnaris too.
Okay, does Ruvel do anything with that? You muted again?
Yeah, he'll go find Madrimlian.
Yeah, considering that they haven't really gone anywhere yet, and Madrillian is just kind of standing around waiting.
Yeah, he's over there.
Yeah.
So I'll walk over to him. It's out of my head.
Sorry. I completely forgot I was still in the same building.
All right. What do you want?
Apparently, Corporal Nimlin and Sergeant Dazzlecat have a ship with absolutely no crew and a cargo to sell.
A cargo to sell. Okay.
We're going to need a skeleton crew to get her back here. And as far as I know, they're down at the merchant docks.
I have a question, Lieutenant
Yes?
Mad.
Go ahead.
Do we really want to get a naval crew in naval uniforms on this civilian ship if you plan to run it as secret to begin with? I mean, you did want 2 civilian ships, not Navy ships, and if you bring naval personnel, you know there's going to be spies everywhere.
Good point.
You don't want to give away that it's going to be a blockade runner. Do you have another plan?
My suggestion to you, Madrimlands, is Ravel, is go down to the docks and hire a crew to bring it here.
Right.
Yes.
Well,
Come
we
over
have
some money.
we have money, but I needed pretty much need permission to do that.
Selnar, does Dazzlecat have permission to utilize the funding to hire a crew for the ship?
What?
Nimlin and Dazzlecat have a ship, no crew. They wants to know if she has permission to use it to hire the funds you gave her to hire a crew.
Can you repeat that with less words?
Crew needed. Daz spend.
Selnor deserves that. Especially considering the way he talks and writes.
You need my money for a crew.
A special crew? You know, you want
All right,
non-pure elves, maybe?
go ahead.
You have permission.
Who do you want to captain it?
I'll send the captain.
Okay, we will go get a crew.
I think this is pretty firmly your department.
Oh, thanks.
What? I don't know anything about ships.
Well, I gotta go get a crew. You're gonna have to stay with the ship because somebody has got to be here when the crew arrives. So you're gonna have to start when people start arriving. You got to start assigning them to places. So, give me the pouch, and I'll need the long coat.
Yeah, I start shuffling the coat out and fork out the pouch.
All right, we do the little swap. And I would appreciate it if you'd keep an eye on me with Quill between us, you know, so we can see if there's trouble coming both ways.
I got it, says Quill.
Thanks. And she goes dashing off the ship, looking for proper sneaky crew.
Alright, I pull up a barrel and sit with my leg crossed up on my knee and my cane leaning up beside me.
Nimlin, what is in that cargo?
Ah, good idea. I should check. What is in the cargo? Or do I need to make something up?
Check your manifest. Stall tactic.
Yeah, I can, okay, so it's not going to be anything that is really perishable because it was shipped from Draconia, obviously. My suggestion is stuff that is, okay, the big trade along space routes like this tends to be stuff that is expensive, right? Or stuff that is in short supply. Or something that lasts for a really long time, like, you know.
Glassware.
Yeah, glassware, right? So feel free to make it up. The thing about Draconia, you're not liable to be selling any contraband, at least that you know of, right? There would be, okay, dragons, there's some dragons that make unique glassware through either their ability to shape earth or through their ability to, you know, melt shit with their own breath, right? And the Illyri also do that kind of thing. They're a kind of a part dragon people. They're not dragonborn, but they're they look more humanoid kind of thing. They have dragon wings on their back. But they have some draconic minor type abilities like that. You know, it could be books. It could be, you know, feel free to make up an exotic spice, a particular type of tea or coffee that's really valued, you know, unique cultures, pottery, weapons made by the dwarves there, whatever.
Maybe you just got a mix of stuff.
Wine made by the dragons.
Yeah, that's a possibility too.
My guess is it's probably full of something like the wine and spices.
Okay.
It's like, wow, Dad's been busy. All right, and I start going through and making sure everything's there real quick. Take an inventory. And other than that, I wait for people to start showing up to the ship.
Okay, so it occurs to Selnar and Madrimlian that this is obviously going to take more time than they anticipated. Do they have any suggestions? Do they intend to carry on without the two of them, or do they have some way to help?
No, I'm sending Valric.
Sending Valric. Oh God. Okay. Well.
Be glad it was Valric, not Cayman.
That's true. You could have gotten Cayman. But you're lucky. You're going to get the Grim Door one instead.
Oh, thank goodness.
Oh, you don't know these people yet, but you're about to, and be afraid.
Be very afraid.
Okay, so feel free to have Valric appear on the scene anytime. I know how this works.
Okay. He just teleports onto the ship.
And since you're running this and playing the major NPC, I am going to go AFK to take a bio for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're back in full mic. Cool.
Interesting.
Oh, he just appears on the ship while I'm on it.
Yep. This large Nunnehy elf stands about near 6 foot tall. Right? Probably weighs in $190. Right?
Right. Did I get any? Oh, big. Did I get any warning about this elf appearing on the ship?
Nope.
Great. I throw a wine bottle at him.
He grabs it out of the air. Psh. The hell was that for? He says.
Well, you just appeared in front of me out of thin air. I thought it was a good situation in which to throw a wine bottle at someone.
Point. He says. I'm the captain.
Oh, that's good. I was wondering where we were going to get one of those.
He hands the wine
Why
bottle
do I
back to
believe
her.
you that you're captain?
Why would I say I was if I weren't?
I don't know, a very complicated version of fraud?
How would I know you were in need of one?
You could have been just loitering around and watched the entire crew leave.
I could have. He says, or I could just be telling the truth.
That's true. And then I'll just
You'll have
ask
to decide for
Silnaris.
yourself. Yes, he's my friend. He says, Zelnar. You could do that too, says Zelnar.
Well, welcome on the ship. Thank you for coming.
No problem. He says, I'm going to take over hiring on the crew and stuff from you guys. Selnar's got a mission for you.
Avalon, sir.
He says, I'm a civilian.
Well then thanks, mate.
Alright. He says, we have to go find your comrade Dazzle Cat.
That shouldn't take too long. I can ask Quill where they're at.
Okay.
So, I communicated with Quill at figure out where Daz is.
I was just about to enter one of the really seedy taverns with the coin pouch.
Tell Quill to tell her to come back to the ship.
I guess I would just get to Silnaris to have her to tell her, because that would be quicker, probably.
Yeah. Okay.
Or Silnaris or Madrimlian.
Silnar tells you, Dazzle Cat, that his captain that he sent for your ship needs to see you on the ship immediately.
Okay. I'm on my way back. hurries off back to the
Thank
ship.
you.
And she's casting eyes around, looking for anybody with itchy fingers, if you know what I mean. Because, you know, there's all these sailors, they suddenly don't have any pay.
Yep. Well, nobody is eyeing your pouch.
Well, they can't see the pouch, but I'm
Right.
slightly paranoid.
Yeah.
As I hurry back to the ship.
Yeah. Okay, you arrive back at the ship with Nimmelin on board, and there's this large, as I said, Nunahi, blacker than the Ace of Spades. Right? Attractive.
Well, go out if you're going.
Right? I don't know if you're into guys or girls or whatever, but he is attractive. Right? Looking grim. Just a second. Smyrna again. No phone there. Yeah. He says, you must be Dazzlecat. Dazzlecat?
I am, sir.
My name is Valric. I'm a friend of Selmar's.
Okay, out of my way. Go, get.
He says, I'm here to take over this operation. He's got another operation for you and your companion here. Back at the ship.
Very
or back
good.
at the castle. He says, that's all.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Thank you
I
very
salute.
much.
And let's go, Nimmelin.
All right.
Hurry back.
Oh, I've shuffled through and with help from Daz, give him any of the papers that he would need.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Is there any paperwork she has to officially sign as now technically owner of the
His
ship?
commission.
Okay.
As owner of the ship, she has to sign his commission.
You better do that now.
Right. I have no idea how to do that in character.
Yeah,
or
he'll
out of
walk you
character.
through it. He'll walk you through it. He knows how to do it.
And while she waits, Nimmelin carves a little tic-tac-toe board on a little small part of the wall and starts playing tic-tac-toe with herself.
Okay, so then he sends you back.
Does he
You can take
send us
over.
back, or do we get to like walk back with our feet?
Walk back with your feet.
Okay. So we're hurrying back. To
Quill ends up complaining about not being able to go into the CD bar.
yeah, I know.
Okay, so what happened, just for my benefit?
He just took over. He said he was going to hire on his own crew and stuff like that. Had Nimmelin sign his commission as captain. Right, so he's a private captain, not a Navy one.
So he was actually quite subdued and didn't, okay.
Yeah, he wasn't being an ass.
All right. Cool.
No point in scaring them.
Hey, how long does it take us to get back?
I don't know.
10 minutes?
15, 20 if you're walking, probably.
We're walking pretty as fast as I can get Nimmelin and her cane to go.
20.
Because I'm not liking the inactive, unemployed sailor situation.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So they're heading back. That's going on. All right. I guess it's time to switch briefly back to Stretch and Barbarossa. Be aware, gang, and those in the audience, we may go a little late tonight. Because, of course, we started late and we have a lot of people doing a lot of things, which is why I'm trying to focus on getting things done with Yasma and Crowley, because they usually have to go right at the time they work in the morning. So there will be brief little back and forths maybe to some of the other characters for a bit, but I would like to resolve what they are up to the best of my ability. So that's what I'm currently going for. Everything else can happen after. Okay, so you guys are, last we left you were still at the bar, right?
Yeah.
They just
Oh,
left.
we
You just left.
Just walked out the door. Literally just walked out the door.
Right. Now what?
So, well, we get out the tavern we were in and just walking down the street. How far away are we from the ship that Daz and Dragon Magpie on? Would we hear anything going on? Or are we completely different area?
No, it's not completely different. The Marines tend to hang out at kind of the seedier areas of the docks, right? So you do see that there are quite a lot of ships in harbor at the moment. There is nothing coming and going. Right?
If we happen to bump into them.
Sure, actually, that you do see Nimmelin and Daz making their way along. They're wearing civvies.
Turn to Barbarossa. So, familiar faces up there?
I didn't think I'd be seeing them today.
Do you want to go to the next tavern or see what they're up to?
Well, we're kind of on this mission to check out the general atmosphere, and they are part of the crew. Maybe see what they're up to might not be a bad idea.
I kind of wander over. Fair play. I'm listening to what's going on
right.
as people pass as well.
Okay,
paying attention.
In the meantime, Daz and Nimmelin make perception checks, please.
Aye.
I give Daz a bonus.
Give Daz a bonus? Yeah, this is kind of her turf.
Well, she's been paranoid about looking around. And
that's true. Do you think +4 would be untoward?
+2 would be fine.
Okay, +2 bonus. Yep.
I have a 15 and a normal +1 for 16 total.
And then plus the other 2 gives you 18.
Does Quill make one?
Yeah.
Alright. Let's say going up there. That sheets. Perception. Okay, so for Nimmelin, I've got a straight up 8. Then Quill, Dagnabbit, I don't have his perception bonus written now.
I believe he gets a +4 by being a raven.
He gets a
Alright.
+8 by being a raven.
Okay,
Oh, then Quill gets an 18.
nice.
Right, and he gets his wisdom bonus too. Ravens are perceptive.
Very.
So Quill probably saw.
Okay, yeah. First of all, Quill does notice them in their, more casual outfits, kind of, but it's still casual marine, coming out of a bar and kind of looking over in this direction, like they might, come over and say hi. And then at the same time, he notices 3 Alfar Marines kind of leave the bar, give them a hairy eyeball, and continue on down the street.
Yeah, Quill's not gonna mention anything to me. He's just gonna start following those guys.
Okay. So, for Nimmelin and Daz's benefit, Quill fucks off.
Hey, where are you going? I got stuff to do. I'll see you later.
That's stuff to do.
Okay.
Daz, I should have gotten a dog.
Apparently, Quill didn't see the bosun over there, and hey, look, it's a sandwich shack.
Ooh, nice. Or maybe he did see the bosun.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
wasn't the
Daz.
bosun one of those who painted him black?
What's
I
that?
think
Sorry?
he may have helped.
Oh, yeah. Right. Painted in black? I don't know if he did.
Don't you remember you blackened you blackened Quill during the
During the
shellback
Loki
tattoo
night?
thing?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man,
it was
he
part
was
of
mad.
Right. Part of the crossing the stars ceremony. That's right. Yes. Yes, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure he did participate in that, actually. So I guess Quill is pointedly ignoring them. So yeah, you do see the bosun and Barbarossa come out of the bar, and they're looking in your direction. So now that moment is like, okay, you can carry on if you were going to do something there, Stretch and Barbarossa.
Well, if I'm within 250 feet, Daz just starts hearing random whispers. At the same time, obviously not connected, Barbarossa may notice me walking down the street just mumbling to myself. Not connected at all. I'm not casting message at all.
Damn it, Lieutenant Matt, I said not to mess with my brain.
I'm not.
Thinking that.
Scramble his eggs.
Barbarossa actually isn't paying too much attention to the bosun. He's actually more looking around, particularly in the dark alleyways between the buildings, to see if there's anything being hung up or anything that's being plastered on the walls, because that's where a lot of the more seedier propaganda tends to be. I mean, I imagine that on all the bars you're seeing the big old recruitment posters of Avalon wants you.
Yeah, some are in the process of being nailed up as we speak. Yeah, we need a few good elves. Yeah, exactly.
He's looking in the alleyways, because there's just been a major loss, and that's normally around the time that in the alleyways you start seeing Avalon be gone, being hung up.
Is it worth it? Just scratched on the brick wall. But look, walking down, listening to everyone, scanning with my eyes as well, and I'm also looking on the floor for any pamphlets that have been dropped.
Okay.
People have got a little flyer and just thrown it on the floor.
Okay, so both of you can roll a perception check for that. And
floors happen in buildings.
Yeah, well, I knew what he meant, so it was not
Apparently
necessary to correct him. Harass him, maybe, but not correct him. Yeah.
Apparently, I'm walking down the road wearing a blindfold. Got that one.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
So
maybe on the
busy
street
messing with
looking
Dazzle
at.
Cat, can't see nothing.
I can't even can't even re-roll it.
Nope. No, you think to
Right.
yourself, shit, somebody really should, like, get some cleanup going on around here. Look at this litter. Kick a paper away.
Oh.
I'm too busy winding Daz up with the message.
I got a natural 20.
You might go for it. High five.
That's beautiful.
Oh my god, you guys seriously are like the Lethal Weapon duo. This is amazing.
Here's DM Stretch just whispering to himself, is like, hey, what's that?
Yeah, you see Stretch kick the... Okay, not only do you see in the alley, which is what you were looking at, right? Yeah, is it worth it with an upside down imperial crown, right? But, you know, scrawled in graffiti, but you see this, you know, piece of litter that stretches like kicking off of his boot, right? And it clearly has smeary printing on it.
being low enough to the ground, I kind of just like swipe it up, like just by the tail end of it. I kind of just look at it, fold it open to see what's going on in it. And I'm assuming this little pamphlet has a whole bunch of common sense type, Thomas Paine style writing of like all the flaws of the Avalonian Empire and stuff like that.
Yep, absolutely. It's a screed about the the tyranny of the Elfar, and the fact that who does the crown benefit? Not us. Right, all that stuff, right?
And
An expose on a powerful noble who is like, screwing the serving wenches, stuff like that.
Now, final thing I'm going to ask is, maybe I have to roll knowledge local on this, but is there any, because on these types of things, there would be a printing company or at least some kind of logo on it. And I want to see if I can recognize anything like that.
Good call. Very good call. Yeah, you can roll knowledge local for sure.
Okay, knowledge local. That is a 15 plus 2, I believe. So, yeah, 15 plus 2.
Yeah,
Don't forget.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say, don't forget to add to that their fun and wonderful thing, the bit about the prince's bastard.
Ah.
Oh yeah, there's that too. Yep. There's yeah, that's
All sorts of loveliness going on in the Empire.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It all might even be true as far as you know, right? But yeah, the logo you recognize as a small they're a small printing press. They tend to take private small services usually, right? They operate out of, I wonder if they operate out of here.
But it's clearly one of those single printing press in like someone's backyard shed kind of operations.
Yeah, I mean, like you've seen the logo around the system before. It's a small press, right? But they don't go any farther than Telasian space. They tend to mostly deal with gnomes, right?
Okay.
Although, yeah.
So I kind of turned to the bosun and it was like, I think we got ourselves our first lead. And I kind of like whap it against the side of his leg.
Peel it off my legs, and thanks for that.
I'm kind of
I
surprised.
spelled that wrong.
I can't believe you didn't have any toilet paper or anything stuck to that as well.
I start going through it, pointing out all the spelling mistakes and the grammar and punctuation and.
What do you mean you don't spell water with 2 A's?
Yeah.
What?
And these kind of flyers are really written by the
Yeah.
The
best writers.
The most astute scholars of the lower class.
I'm acting serious, but totally ripped the piss out of it.
Nice.
Oh my god. It's the it's
What
that
do you
trash mail.
What do you
But,
mean?
I go to. Sorry, go on.
What do you mean de-infatigable is not a word?
Oh, you almost throw it away, I think. No, going to hold on to that. Sort of wipe it off. Thankfully, it's not soaking wet.
I turn to DM Stretch and say, if we ask around saying we got a news story that might benefit this local press, we might be able to find out where they're printing from. And they'll believe us because we're Marines, meaning we got the inside scoop before anyone else does.
I like your thinking. I think you're the one to do the talking on that one.
I kind of give that crooked smile like I always do. That gnome halfpenny smile. Ding.
Nice.
I look around for any dry piece of paper that I can just quickly swipe.
Yeah.
Swipe it, but then fold it in. Basically wrap it up in the dry paper and then stick it in a pocket.
Yeah. Makes sense. Things do tend to collect around the docks for, that reason. Now, because of all the wind and whatnot. Daz and Nimmelin, are you making any effort? Like, obviously they didn't come over. Are you going over to them or are you carrying on your way?
We are carrying on, and I am holding a mental argument with Lieutenant Mad. I am still insisting that Lieutenant Mad was doing something and whispering to me and not telling me what it meant.
Nimblin makes the situation by going, Daz, it couldn't just be Lieutenant Mad. It could be anybody.
Well, who else would bother to pick on me? Who would know me here? Nobody. I just
Do they
got
have
here.
to know you?
I would think so.
Wouldn't you be the type of person, if you had psychic powers, to just randomly bug random people?
No. What would be the point of that?
Watch them go slowly insane?
Haven't you seen Lieutenant Mad? I mean,
He's going
hello?
quickly insane.
You can't even see you react to it. What's the fun?
So, Madrimlian, you're getting a mental screed from Dazzlecat, who is not fucking impressed that you've been messing with her mind, making random whispers and bullshit.
Oh yeah, and I completely inform her it's not me. Somebody else.
Who else would it be?
I don't know, but it's not me. Because
Well, you're
otherwise,
the brain
would have gotten it
person. Aren't you
too.
supposed to be looking for things like that?
Do I think of the fact that we passed two of our shipmates, even though I don't know if there's any psychic powers they have?
Do you only know because I pointed them out, right?
Yeah, you pointed them out to me.
You might. I mean, like, I might make that connection, honestly. I'd say let's call that a raw intelligence check.
Alright. Unfortunately, Quill has ditched me, so I can't ask for his help.
Nope, Quill is fucking off to Dodge, as far as you know.
Shuffling off
Took a
the
left turn
buffalo.
at Albuquerque. Yeah.
Oh, man. See, 15, and that's a 17.
17. Yeah, it does occur to you that you did just run into the bosun and Barbarossa, and you know that Barbarossa cheats at cards because you play with him.
Hold on. We just passed Barbarossa and the bosun. Does Barbarossa have psychic powers?
I don't know. But he's a sneaky little devil.
Yeah, he
The
cheats at
sandwiches
cards.
were- Yeah. How close are we to them, distance-wise?
Considerable distance now, because they carried on down the street and you carried on up the street, so...
I thought I was going towards them.
Oh, were you going
Fine.
towards them? Oh, okay, they are coming over this way, actually, so never mind.
Bit of distance still.
Yeah,
Fine.
50 feet.
That does it. Lieutenant Mad, you can just talk to Nimmelin. I whip out my tin hat, put it on right under my regular hat, and just march, glaring, marching, just, come on, Nimmelin. Just charging back to the castle.
Okay, so Evolith is gratified by seeing the fact that Daz whips out her tinfoil hat, puts it on under her hat, and continues on down the street.
Does a spell still get through it, or is it block that
Yes.
as well?
That's a
No,
good
you got
question, actually. Aaron, does the tinfoil hat actually work, or is it entirely psychological? There's a
it.
question.
No, it works.
Okay.
It gives you a mind blank effect, but you lose your -6 to your charisma.
Yes, because you look fucking ridiculous.
Stupid.
Yeah, but it's under my hat, so
Yeah.
Yeah,
my
it is
regular
hidden.
hat.
Yeah.
Can I, as we pass, can I make a sense motive check on both Evolith and Barbarossa?
Yes, that's the nature of sense motive, actually, are these guys up to shit?
All right.
Do
Evolith,
I-
you may oppose this roll.
With
Bluff.
With your bullshit, as I say. Yeah, which is your bluff skill. Roll bullshit. Yep.
I'm not going to.
No, not one.
I'm not going to
Okay.
attempt to block out anything. I'm busy
All right,
reading
thank
a
you.
small pamphlet.
Yeah, okay,
16.
so... Okay, you didn't roll in that one. Okay.
Okay,
Hey,
hold
babe.
on.
What?
Supper got made early.
Oops.
Okay, actually, it's about half time here, so it is a good time to take a break. I kind of want to resolve this scene, right, or at least this encounter here momentarily, and then we will take a break and have some dinner. Right?
Yay.
16, perfect. Okay, and
I
what did
rolled
you?
I rolled a 3.
Well,
Well, that's. I mean, it's a. It's a 12 because I have +9 on sense motive, but
Oh,
it's still
dang.
not enough.
Wow.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah, sense motive is Nimelin's best skill.
Mm.
Oh, no,
Nice,
Oh.
Eli.
Yeah, I got it.
Nice,
Nimblin, go on.
Eli.
Here we go, here we
Roll
go.
again, Nimblin.
That one.
I got a 4.
I'll give
So
her
now
a
it's just
reroll.
13.
Okay.
Do it.
Okay, here it goes.
You
Here
need
it
7
goes.
or higher.
Switch dice. How about
And put that one in the dice jail.
Yeah.
18
Yeah.
without the modifier?
Without the bonus? Oh,
Oh.
fuck. Okay, so...
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so, Barbarossa is obviously, actually looking around and stuff. He's kind of, concerned with this pamphlet or, whatever, some piece of litter they found, right? And he's also kind of glaring into the alleyways, right? Evolith is smirking just a little bit.
I just wave at him, act like I don't know anything, and move on. I can work on it later.
Oh,
Nice.
traitor.
Nice.
Bill's got better ideas than me anyway.
You hear a whisper. Your hat won't save you. I'm in your head.
Does the hat block that?
Yes. Yes, it will.
Actually, no, I'd have to recast it, so no, I won't. I'll just do the one cast.
I like the fact that the apparently straight-laced somber bosun has a fucked up sense of humor. That's awesome. That's great.
I'm off duty. Kind of.
Kind of. Yeah. No, that's very elven, actually, and I love it. I love it. Okay, guys, we're going to take a halftime break here for dinner and bios and whatever else. And we
Coffee.
will... What's that? Coffee. Yes, the all-important water of life, yes. And we'll be back. The timer says 10 minutes. It should be about accurate, but it might be a little longer than that. Hang out and, well, hang tight. We'll be back. I promise. Things are not broken. So we'll see you in a few minutes.
You're
Okay, it
muted,
does.
bud.
All right, so we are back. Sorry for the extended delay. I guess that a bunch of people taking bios takes more time than about half the number. So yeah. All right. So you guys are heading back to the castle, Daz and Magpie, and we're going to pick up there because we've only got a few minutes left before Dawn and Blake have to go. So I'd like to at least get them to the next stage before... Well, I mean, Yasma's kind of stuck in the politics thing at the moment, right? Don't worry, there is stuff that is going to happen there, but it hasn't been long enough yet, so we'll get there next time. But at least you got to do something tonight. Crowley is not, so we're gonna move ahead to that. So you guys get back to the castle, making a long story short. And you guys meet up with the rest of the group. I don't know. I think Daz is probably still glaring at Madrimlian.
Oh, yeah. She's determined if she has to, she's going to glue that hat to her head.
Hey Daz, I figure I should tell you real quick.
What?
I'm pretty sure the bosun was messing with you.
How sure?
He had that look on the face that, like, Quill gets, but if Quill was a elf.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Backfire.
Really?
Yeah, I figured, that, my vodka doesn't smell too strong now, does it?
No.
How about we have, like, a mixed drink night when all this is over?
I have an idea.
As long as we do it off duty.
Sure. Sounds like a plan. She just gets real quiet and she's got that calculating look on her in her eyes.
Okay.
Sonar will look over a group and say, if we're all here, Madrimlin, Crowley, Dazzle, Nimlin.
Except Quill.
Quill is going to have to make it back quickly. Can you call him, Nimlin?
Can I call him? I don't actually remember.
Yeah, as long as he's within a mile of you.
Oh, yeah, if we're still within a mile. So I try and call him back.
I guess, he says.
What were you doing anyway?
How often do you see 3 Elfar Marines together?
Not often.
Yeah, I didn't think so either, so I followed them, he says.
Well, what are they doing?
They went to a warehouse at the docks. Looks like there's a few people meeting at this warehouse at the docks, he says.
Who is meeting at this warehouse at the docks?
Oh, you know, various people. Look kind of grouchy. There's someone on a soapbox delivering a speech about the excesses of the Imperial Crown and all that.
I feel Quill is apparently spying on a minor rebellion.
Oh. Do you need him?
He comes in handy, but I have a feeling we might want to keep tabs on that, most likely.
Perhaps.
He says, you want me to get,
an eye on him.
He says, you want me to get the bosun's attention here, point him in that direction, and then come back to the castle?
I'm just going to assume I relay information back and forth.
Yeah, sure.
No, the bosun wouldn't be as inconspicuous as Quill is. I'll send Newt to keep an eye on Quill.
All right, I got it. You can't see me salute with a wing. Fuck that, he says.
Isn't it so? Newt, he says, go keep an eye on Quill. Okay, you hear a little feminine voice say.
Something flutters past your ear. It feels like a dragonfly. Only a really big one.
Cool. An invisible dragonfly?
That's sick.
Invisible dragon,
Neat.
he says. She can be visible when she wants to be, but she's sort of shy.
Or like sneaky.
Okay. So,
If we're together then, and if you'll all join me, you'll take them into the teleportation room.
does he give them the information we talked about before we started
Not
the
here.
game? Okay.
Not here.
All right.
He's first taking them to the Void, which is the observatory on Cimmerian for observing stars. It's a black area that has no light.
Oh.
Oh,
Wonderful.
in Cimmerian, or is it like on Carthen in the Iron Hills somewhere?
No, it's in Cimmerian, in
Okay.
space.
Okay, yeah, you suddenly find yourself in this gigantic observatory room. It has a 360 view of the stars around it. You can tell immediately as, seasoned spacefarers now that you are in space. Right? There is a gigantic telescope and an enormous sextant and a celestial compass on a stand. And a lot of papers and books.
He goes, this is my private lab. He says one of them. He says it's secure here. He says, I have some special orders for the four of you. He says, I'm aware of your previous dealings with the Dragon Syndicate. He says, and I would like you to continue doing so.
Done.
He says, understand that if these are your orders coming from me, and I will back you as best I can, but if you get caught, that's why this is a Black Ops operation.
Divulge no information that I am even a part of your crew.
Mm-hmm.
I understand.
That's excellent. He says, Madrimlian.
You're muted if you're talking, Siobhan.
Yes, sir.
He says, I'm putting you in charge of this special operations group. He says, Crowley will be your second in command. He says, I'm raising your rank to commander. Major.
Yes, sir.
Junior to
Arian, understood.
Arian. He says,
He got his promotion
I'm
before I did,
raising your
therefore I'm
rank to
junior anyway.
captain. And I'm raising your rank to captain. Crowley.
Yes, sir.
And then Dazzlecat Nimlin, he says, you're already a sergeant and a corporal, but I'm going to raise you both up to what's above sergeant?
Master Sergeant?
Only
No.
sergeant, wasn't it?
Color sergeant, yes.
What's color sergeant? He says. I'm raising you both to color sergeant. And I will assume that if you recruit others into this group of yours, Madrimlian, that they will be given appropriate rank. He says, have the highest military clearance. He says, but I need a group that I can trust to act as a liaison between us and the Fomorians. He says,
Understood.
He says, because as it stands, we are going to get our asses kicked. Unless we can find a way to swing the tide of this war.
We have to break their pact, don't we? Find a way to break the pact.
He says, yes.
I'm going to interrupt here momentarily. Reminder that in A Few Good Elves, Madrimlian is a captain. Now, he could be a Navy captain, but he is a captain. Except that he was commanding a Special Operations Marine unit in Book 2. So, is he a Navy captain? Or should he be a Marine captain?
I could see him still maintaining the current rank, but undercover, as in he's...
No. The whole purpose of giving you the rank is so that you have the authority to do what you need to do.
Yeah.
If it's not going to do that, then it doesn't serve any purpose.
Right. Maybe captain is enough. I'll raise them both to captain.
There you go.
All right. He says...
Nimlin at this point, though she doesn't have anything to say, is looking equal parts like she didn't know how she got herself into this situation and determined.
She looks poleaxed.
Dragged along by Dazzlecat.
Yep.
You're welcome.
He says, if you're willing, he says, I'd like you to undergo some psychic chirurgy. Things to block your mind from people reading them.
Isn't that what my tin hat does?
Yes, but it's conspicuous. You'll have it constantly. Nobody will be able to read your mind.
Okay.
What if we have to do the call for help thingy?
Since it'll be under your will, so. Yes.
In other words, you can lower it so we can mind link.
Right.
Okay.
He says, you've all met Selgorn, I believe?
Yes, sir.
He walks out. Little gnome with blue hair.
Master Selgorn?
Madrimlian. You're still alive. Amazing.
Hey, I only drank the Cthulhu brain fluid once, and that was not intentional.
Yeah. If it was intentional, they wouldn't have called it an accident.
True.
Lieutenant Man is a born accident.
I heard that, Daz.
He goes, I'm going to help your minds out a bit. And so I need you guys to just sit down and relax.
Are there any side effects to this?
Oh, yeah. he says. You might grow hag's nose and, no, I'm kidding. No, there's not.
Oh, that's good.
Does auto? He looks over at Saul and goes, "Would auto hypnosis be helpful?"
It could be.
Okay, and he'll send himself into an auto hypnotic trance.
Cat sighs and once again takes off her precious tin hat.
And then you
Carefully
won't
clean.
need that anymore, he says.
But it served me so well.
Put it in your bag. I can have it mailed off and we can keep it in a storage unit and put it up on the wall later.
I'll put it in my pouch. I might need doubles.
Yeah.
I love this
Yeah, he's
superstitious
into
sailor
psychotherapy
soldier.
and give them all mind blank.
All right, well, I rolled a 14 for my auto hypnosis. Not sure if that's enough or not, but
Oh, yeah.
So this is at will mind blank?
Yep.
Wow.
Any suggestions on where to put that on a character sheet?
Special abilities.
Okay. Well, that was the least eventful mind messing with I've ever had in my entire life.
He says, I had a question.
You hear Quill chuckle in your head.
Wait, I can still hear Quill? How far away is he?
Yes.
Well, that's interesting. It's like, surprise. Oh, I didn't know Quill could talk to me from that far away.
Probably the void thingy.
Yeah.
That's true. Void thing does weird stuff.
Yep. Okay, so I'm going to let you guys loose on Phoenix Rock, he says. There's goblins that have appeared there.
right.
Okay. Where are these goblins?
Currently
left
around
the
the
booze on
docks
the
of
ship.
Phoenix Rock, but we're going to go there and you guys can do your deed, do your magic.
Okay. Sounds good.
I wonder if
Okay.
one of them is Frosty.
Potentially.
It's true that Frosty was like let go in the actually no
Mhm.
in Draconia, right? Not, but he was let
Yeah.
go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. It was in
Ransom.
Draconia space.
His ransom back.
Too bad we left all the booze on the ship.
We didn't.
Good girl.
I pull out my notebook and make a note to buy myself a magic alcohol bottle.
You do realize that she's not the only one packing alcohol.
So Selnar will take them to Dragon Rock. To Phoenix Rock.
Phoenix Rock. Okay.
Right? He'll take them to the base there.
Okay, you guys appear and immediately you hear clang, 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 clang.
Interesting.
Where on the base do you appear?
Near the gates.
Okay. Yeah, so, okay, near the gates, like visible right there, pop, you appear. Okay, just because this is the easiest thing I can think of to possibly do, Aaron, you look and you happen to be looking over towards the gates to see what people are doing after you hear the bell, right? And because you're like, what do I do now? Right? And then you see these fucking people just pop into existence, right? They're just pop. You even hear an audible, yeah.
Yep.
And
okay.
they're the most motley fucking crew you ever seen. Are they all? Yeah, they're okay. So one of them is a slight of build, star elf, wearing the obvious affectations of a noble mage. Right? He's wearing so much magic he smells like ozone. Right? There are two, it looks like the common, I don't know, the common elves, right? Well, except you can't, like, one of them might be an Elfar or an Unahi, you're not sure, right? Because she has red hair and kind of an Elfar-like complexion. And then the other one is a changeling, so that's half human, half elf, if you're not familiar. And they're in like dirty dockyard clothes kind of deal. There's a cat person, all black, wearing a marine uniform. Or did he wear his marine uniform? No. Or is he dressed more casual? Okay, so he's dressed in like... He might be a corsair, or like he's some kind of sailor. He's wearing like a, lacy, well, not lacy, floofy.
Black silk coat with silver accents.
There you go. Dressed like a dandy anyway. Right? Very sharp dresser. Carrying a tiny rapier that is sized for his little form. Right? And you see this she-elf in a marine uniform. And they just appear there. Poof.
Hey, Sarge, get a load of this lot. They just appeared out of nowhere.
Shit, he says. Okay, he says. You want to stay away from these guys, he says. That's the Crown Prince, he says.
Well, when am I going to get the chance to meet a Crown Prince ever again?
Oh, hell, we better find out what he's doing here. I doubt anybody else is old enough to recognize him. God damn it. He starts hobbling over there.
I better keep an eye on him. I go after him.
Sir, he says, we appear to be under attack from goblins, he says.
From goblins?
Yes, sir, he says.
We actually under attack, or is this a preemptive strike against the goblins before they actually do attack?
Well, I don't know, sir. There's a bunch of goblins at the docks. The young private here saw that they all had a bunch of daggers, he says.
That's not unusual for goblins.
There was a lot of them in one place, sir, he says.
Not unusual for the goblins still.
Look at them.
All right,
like,
Sergeant,
if I'm
thank
supposed
you.
to say anything.
Yes,
right,
sir. Yeah, it's a Marine, right? Dressed like a private in the more casual, like she's not, they're not in dress uniform, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they're sylph.
Yeah, they're sylph.
We don't have too many sylphs in the Navy.
No, sir, he says. They're brand new. This is Aaron Skywing, he says.
Aaron Skywing, pleased to meet you.
Pleased to meet you, sir. Pleased to meet you, sir. If you would like, I can fly back over to the docks and see if anything's brewing.
Yeah. Give me a report here. He says, fly over there and see if they're actually causing problems, or are we preemptively jumping the gun?
All right. I will fly over there as fast as I can, sir. And I fly off and take a look at the dock. Probably going to need a dice for this, huh?
Yep, but hold off just a moment here because I know that Blake has to go, so I'm figuring out what Crowley's doing next. Blake, you with us? You might be muted.
Sorry, I was talking. I was muted. Folks, I am going to have to make myself scarce and not be seen by too many with all of you. I'm gonna go find out what I can find out before we do anything rash.
Crowley, if you're going alone, I'd like to mind link with you, just in case. I don't think there's gonna be a problem. I just want to make sure.
Well, you know what? You could come along with me. You may not be able to come into all the places I'm going into, but you're quiet and slick enough that you can tag along with me without being too muchly noticed.
Right. Takes his uniform, turns it inside out, and he's completely different uniform, completely different garb.
Ah, yes, I remember you talking to me about this. Madrimlian has been developing his disguise ability. You can roll it, by the way, actually.
Sure.
Now, the thing is, this might mean that we'll have to hold off Siobhan's portion of the rest of the game for tonight, too.
That's okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, how about a 32?
Looks like he's never been anywhere near the Marines in his life. He looks like a merchant. He might even be a changeling.
Oh, yeah, and his hair doesn't look the same either. Not at all.
How does he manage that? Magic? Psionics?
Potion.
Yep.
But it had a cat hair in it, so now he looks kind of cat-like.
Boom, tish. Wow. Yeah. Very easy. He hangs around Crowley a lot.
And Raja.
And Raja, yeah. So, he's got cat whiskers. No.
Actually, he'd probably go with something like that. If he's traveling with Crowley, why not?
Okay.
So his ears still have the points, but now they're tufted too.
That actually makes a lot of sense. Yeah, he might be some kind of shifter. Yeah.
Nimlin's face twitches like she's imagining whiskers on her cheeks.
All right.
So Crowley and Madrimlian need to head out.
Yep, they do. And Dawn and Blake need to go, so we'll pick up there with you guys next week. Siobhan, are you also going to take off at this point then? You're welcome to hang around, but I probably will not come back to Madrimlian for the rest of the night.
No, if you're not going to come back to me, I'll probably split.
Okay.
Because I've got somebody who needs to talk.
Yep, okay, that's totally fair. Okay. At the most, we're probably going to go for another hour or so anyway, and then carry on next week. So obviously another big cast next week.
Oh, yeah, and Madrimlian is going to be recruiting the flyer.
The flyer, yeah. Aaron Skywing, yep.
Yeah.
Of course, he's like, aerial reconnaissance.
Exactly what he's saying.
Right. Yes!
Finally, someone that can get the high ground and hold a sword.
Well, a tea kettle, but...
Yes. A heavy brass tea kettle.
Oh, God. Fire in the hole!
Kong!
Oh,
all right. So I got Madrimlian and Crowley heading off to town.
Before Madrimlian leaves, he hands Selnar a note and says, "Can you give this to Arden?"
Yes.
Thank you. Because I'm going to need a enchantment for that tea kettle.
What tea kettle?
The one that I'm carrying.
The one that our Sylph friend is carrying.
Okay.
All right, you guys. We'll talk to everybody next week.
You bet.
Yep.
Yep.
And this time we'll
Bye.
actually be on time because all the setup will be done.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Have a good one. Nice
See you
Have a
playing
good
later.
night, guys. Thank you.
Bye.
Ready?
Bye-bye. And before I go, I will let Taz know. It's a he wants a enchantment for returning for the tea kettle.
That makes a lot of sense.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
put
here for it.
throwing on
I'm
it, too.
100% here for it. Yes.
It's not normally a thrown weapon. You'd have to put throwing on it too.
True.
I might have to take a skill for that. Or not a skill, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, feet.
Yeah.
Okay, do people want to take another very brief break, not nearly as long as the last one, or while I readjust the labels, or do people not care? And I'll just do it as we carry on.
Do it as we carry on, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't mind.
All
What you were
right.
looking for would be the throw anything feat.
Let me look that up because at this point only have 1 feat, so I need some more, but I don't remember
Hey,
having.
Sable.
Yeah.
I was wondering, is it okay if I head off? It's getting kind of late for me, and I have like school at 9 in the morning tomorrow.
Yeah, sure. I can find an
That's great,
excuse
dude.
for Evolith and Barbarossa to part ways temporarily if Stretch would like to carry on. That's perfectly fine.
If you need to, if Stretch wants to go after the Alfar, I'll say I'll go after the printing press, and we'll just meet up there.
People do tend to often work in partners, but we can find excuses. It's fine. No problem.
All right.
Good night, and thank you for coming.
No problem. It's always a joy to play Barbarossa.
You bet. See you next week.
Also, Aaron, give Banshee a little head scratch for me.
Okay.
Yay. All right, you guys have a good day.
Yeah. Bye.
Okay,
Thanks.
I'm going to note the feat throw anything.
Bye, Sparkles.
Okay, we need to make Yasmin's portrait disappear and Crowley's, and now we need to move some things around, but that's okay. Okay. That's Madrimlian, so... Alright, so... We just got Aaron in, so I guess I'll continue with that for the moment here, unless unless things are running too late for oh, I locked that. Okay. For Chris as well, because then I could switch to... I don't know. Who has to go first? Let's put it that way.
Well, Chris hasn't done anything yet.
No, he is not, and that's why I'm mentioning it.
It doesn't really matter to me at this point.
Okay. Then I think what I'll do at this point is I'll carry on a bit here with Aaron, since you know, Eli finally gets a chance to play. Right? And then we'll do some stuff with you and I, and then that'll I don't know, that might take we'll see. Okay, but that's the order I'll do it in, and then I'll go back to Evolith. That's how I'll run it. Okay, so yes, Aaron heads off to the docks again. Right? The goblins are, you know, now they're obviously on alert. They heard the bell. They're passing out more weapons at this point.
Okay. Is there anything else that I notice? Should I do a perception check?
Yes.
Okay, let's see what I got. Well, I got a 14 with my bonus. I rolled a 10.
Okay. Yeah, it's enough to see that there is a skirmish happening. There are a couple of there's a few goblins who are doing, like, they're actually in kind of an open fight with a couple of navy people.
Okay. Does it look like I can help, or
you could jump in if you wanted to do that.
how time sensitive, like, do the navy folk look like they're like really badly injured, or
It looks pretty evenly matched at the moment, but of course there doesn't appear to be any other navy people around.
all right. In that case, I will, let's see here. I'm going to roll a dice to decide what I do, because I have two options. I can either cast a healing spell or go on flyback and report. Odd says that I am going back to report, so.
Okay. Yeah, so the sylph comes tearing back.
Sir, there is a skirmish at the dock. It looks like a couple of our folk, the navy folk, are under attack from a couple of goblins.
Okay. All right. You think that you and Nimmerlin can break up that fight, Dazzlecat?
If you're talking, you're muted, Daz.
I think so.
Okay. Head down there and see if we can get these people to stop fighting for
Okay.
The elves do not control this base. Understand that. He says, we have a base here, but this is not our territory. Since we are overstepping our bounds if we are attacking goblins in the port.
Got it.
Alan, with your permission, sir, I would like to go along and...
Absolutely.
All right, I will act as healer and, if necessary, combat as well.
Excellent.
How about guide? And because we just got here, we don't know where to go.
Yep, I can show you the way.
Is there anything I can do, sir? Says the sergeant. He says, I guess I've been called back to active duty. I just got the orders.
Really?
I'm a reservist, sir, he says. Of course
you are, but are you capable of active duty?
He says, sir, I'm not what I used to be. He says, but I am a Marine.
He nods. He says, you stay with me.
Yes, sir, he says.
He says, I'm going to need some insight into the enlisted and stuff.
Happy to help if I can, sir. Am I being officially attached as an aide, he says?
Yes.
Very good, sir. Thank you, he says. My existing orders were just to report here for assignment, so I'll assume I've been assigned, he says with a grin.
You've been assigned.
Thank you, he says with a grin. Smiles a little.
Yes, us old timers have to stick together.
Yes, sir, he says. Let these young whippersnappers go throw themselves in front of ballista bolts, he says.
Yep. He says. All right, let's find me a place to set up an office.
Yeah, right this way, sir. He says, I'll be happy to direct you to the local Commodore's office. I'm sure that he won't mind moving, he says with a little
I'm sure he won't.
smirk.
Don't like him, eh?
Not much, sir, no. He says.
I dislike him already.
Very good, sir, he says.
Let's go find this Commodore and move him out of his office.
Yep, he hobbles forward and away they go. And you guys head to the docks?
Yep, I'm leading the way. Trying to remember how to get there by foot since I'm usually flying.
Yeah, probably you get lost a couple times. Fuck. Just a second fly up.
Jogging around.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me fly up a couple times here and just make sure we're going the right direction.
Sure.
No problem. You're super polite. Quill's nowhere near this polite.
Yeah, well, he probably doesn't have to interact with people as much as I do.
Oh, you have no idea about Quill.
No, I really don't. I don't know who you're talking about.
You'll see eventually, I'm sure.
Well, that could be. I haven't been assigned yet. Let's see here. Are we going the right way?
You have been
fuck it,
assigned.
we're
You
going
just
the
don't
wrong
know
way.
it yet.
I've been assigned? What?
Yeah,
Wait,
you just
what?
don't know it yet.
Okay.
We're sergeants, so you're with us. Good enough.
Okay. I'll take the assignment. It's better than sticking around here.
If anybody says anything, it's war. They fudge paperwork all the time in war, trust me.
Oh yeah, it's insane.
Like they know anything about it at all, but they're not wrong.
Nolan knows all about fudged paperwork, actually.
That's true. Yeah, if they even do the paperwork in the first place, which is accurate, Stretch, accurate.
Yeah, I have a feeling I'm going to be doing their paperwork for them.
Somewhere back on Telesia, Arian shudders for some reason, and he's like, "That was weird."
Yep, brilliant. I see it. Mm-hmm. You okay, Cecily?
There's funkiness going on somewhere. My son thinks they're kicking in.
You're funky sense.
I assume we fast forward to getting to the docks.
Yes.
Yeah, I was about to say something.
You guys get to the docks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Looks like the fight's going over there.
Actually, by this time, the two Navy guys have been tied up to the mast of a ship.
Uh-oh. Okay.
And there's a bunch of goblins poking at them.
Well, things are obviously not as serious as was made out to be while we got here. They're not dead yet.
Yeah, but they could be any second. Looks like I better start casting some of my healing spells here.
No.
No.
No, not yet?
No, they'll take that as an attack. We need some Dazzle Cat charm going on here. And also booze. Lots and lots of booze. In fact, I turned to like, find more booze.
And sweets, like pastries, if you can find them. Nimlin, you go help.
I
mean,
I can actually help with the pastries if you can wait a little bit. I'm a baker.
No, we need them like now.
Now.
Okay, I know the local bakery, I'm guessing.
Wait, stop. I shovel out some money. Here, take this. We need just buy them out.
Oh god, you guys are so Black Ops. You're hilarious. It's brilliant. Okay, yes.
Wait,
a future Shandar and Yathar would approve. Okay. Anyway. Yeah.
Wait, I look. Do I see a bar nearby?
Yeah, it's by the docks.
Yeah, there's a bar nearby.
Look, spit. You hit a bar.
Nimlin, quick! Let's go in this. Let's go in there. We gotta buy some booze.
Wait. We just say, hey, free round. We just yell free round of drinks at them. We need to talk.
It's not gonna work. They're on a ship. We gotta go get some. Trust me.
All right. They probably have a barrel in the back. We can just carry it out.
You can't carry a barrel. We can roll it.
Yeah.
We go running in. I still have the pouch of endless coins, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah, I meanwhile have flown off and in the direction of wherever the nearest bakery is, and just like, here, money, goods.
Yep, they'll let you buy a bunch of the baking. They want to know what's going on down by the docks there. Looks like there's a commotion, and they heard the alarm bell from the Navy base.
Looks like something's going on down by the docks. I'm not really sure what entirely, but it's a lot of goblins and a couple of the Navy folks, so.
All right, well, if you'd be, well, I don't know what you're allowed to pass on, but if you can, let us know what's going on.
I'll come back if I can.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a dwarven bakery, loads you up with a bunch of shit. Pastries.
Yeah, I go back and presumably look for Dazzling Cat and Nimmelin.
We are currently rolling a massive barrel of alcohol out the doors of the tavern.
Well, after we filled every single pocket with every bottle they had that we could buy, and we bought every bottle they had that we could possibly stick in a pocket, pouch, tuck in our belts, pant loops, everything. And then we're rolling this barrel.
Yeah, an Uruk sitting at the over by the bar, looks over at the lot of you, at the two of you, gives you an up and down, shrugs, goes back to his beer.
And Uruk is a half orc, half human.
Nimmelin gets the feeling for a moment like he was... Actually, no, this is Daz's thing more. Daz gets the feeling for a moment he was considering jumping you, and then he thought perhaps that you guys were too well armed.
I just kind of looked at him and winked and kept going.
Yep. He does one of those.
Okay, we see Aaron?
Yeah.
Aaron.
Yeah, they are flying back with a shit ton of baking.
Yep.
Okay. We're go right up to the gangway. We're going right there to that ship.
Okay.
And I'm flying after them or following after them.
Yeah, please follow. Don't go ahead.
Yeah.
Is there a name on this ship that we can see, or is it on the outside where we can't see?
It's on the outside where you can't see, just because I don't feel like making up a name right now.
Okay. We get there. I suppose are there goblins on the dock?
Yeah. There's a couple of them that kind of,
Called the Roaring Tide.
The Roaring Tide. Okay. There's yeah, they see you coming and they kind of move in a, formation. Fold their arms.
No need to get uptight, gentlemen. We've come to negotiate a parley.
You're not coming to start a fight like those jerks? Says one of them.
No. We know you lot are hanging around doing
We're coming
goblin
here
stuff, but a bunch of goblins with knives is about the same as a bunch of elves with knives. You don't go off and rough them up.
We're simply here to go get those idiots off your ship. And we come with some gifts.
I start handing out pastries.
Very good. Very good.
So that wasn't a sign that we were about to be attacked?
Pastries usually aren't.
I meant the bell.
Why would we stuff you with pastries?
Poison? Says one of them?
Ugh, I grab one of the pastries and shove it in my mouth. It's fine.
We don't know what the bell is about. We just got here and saw some people being accosted on the docks, and then the accosters were reprimanded, and we are simply looking to smooth things out a little bit.
Yes, we don't want too much bloodshed, because if they shed too much blood, then even more of them are going to come and shed your blood,
Yeah, we figured the base would be down here eventually.
mind handing them over to us? No need to untie them. We can just drag them back.
No. We got to get this. How about you boys roll the barrel up onto the deck? I mean, we got to do some talking with your boss.
I'll go see if the boss wants to talk, says one of them and heads up the ship.
Oh, wait. Bring your boss a couple of these pastries.
Right. Thanks, he says. Starts eating one on the way. Okay, you sound like you've got something in mind for this, dear. You want to handle this from this point?
I can do something, sure.
Okay.
You guys are about to be let in on a big secret that nobody else knows about in the world.
Big secret.
Oh.
Yep.
A
Spoiler!
few minutes later, a goblin, rather tall, about 3.5 foot for a goblin, right? Muscular and fit and white skinned and white haired and pink eyed comes out of the back.
Ooh. An
I'm
albino
interested.
goblin. I've never heard of one of those.
There's only ever been one, he says. He says, I'm Ghost.
Good to meet you, Ghost.
Your people are not being very generous around here.
Yeah, well, they're not completely my people. I point to my less than perfect pointed ears.
I see that, he says. You got a name?
My name is Dazzlecat.
Dazzlecat. He goes, I'm the Voidchaser.
You've heard of me.
He says, grandfather has spoken of you. He says,
I didn't know he noticed me that much.
Grandfather notices everything. Everything. He says, are we about to be attacked?
Not
We're
anymore.
trying to prevent that, but if those two idiots up there get dead, I don't see how
We're not
that
going
is.
to kill them. And I think they are just going to play with them.
Well, we
You
can't
can
really
have them. If the fools come back on this ship or around here again, they will be dead.
Understood.
I want no trouble, but I want no trouble.
May I suggest maybe shoring up your goblins closer to your ships until things can get properly settled?
He nods. He says, and can I suggest you keep your elves closer to the base until things can get settled?
I can deliver that message, but until everybody who's running around riffraff every frickin' where gets rounded up and where they're supposed to be, it would be kind of unsafe for your goblins, is what I'm trying to say.
He says, I think it would be more unsafe for your elves.
Probably, but then they just keep bringing more and more elves. Or worse.
He says, yeah. The elves don't run Phoenix Rock.
I know, I don't want there to be pointless bloodshed for stupidity.
Nor do I, he says. I think pointless bloodshed is, well, useless.
Can I have a moment to think things over? I step away. I tell Nimmelin to start cracking open the bottles and passing it around. I give one to Ghost, one of the bottles I have to Ghost to let him drink while I go step
Thank
away
you.
to think.
He
I
pops
lower,
it, sniffs it.
I go over to buy a crate or something, and I stop the mind blank.
Mm-hmm.
Selnaris,
Yes.
I am talking to Ghost. He wants to stop this bloodshed. They're not here as a formal attack. I'm pretty
No,
sure.
I didn't think they were. Goblins are not the most courageous creatures in the world. He says it doesn't make sense that they would come here to create a bunch of problems. He says, tell this ghost that that we'll have to come to an accord. He says, over what we're going to do about this city. He says, we are at war, and this is a neutral port. Do we leave it as such?
I will ask him.
Mm-hmm.
I go back over to Ghost.
Handing out
Sorry,
pastries.
I have to repeat that because I didn't realize I had this muted. While that's going on, what is Aaron doing about all of this?
Aaron is handing out pastries.
Okay.
Hands one, an especially large one to Ghost, and then hands the rest out to the rest of the goblins.
Thank you.
Emmeline is passing out the booze and has also opened her tankard out, dashes a bottle of what is most likely something that would scald some normal elves' taste buds off, and offers it to goblins while dunking it, chugging it down.
Sounds good.
Aaron also tentatively asks, does anybody want some tea?
Sure, why not? Thank you.
Okay, I presumably set up my kettle somewhere and get some tea going.
Okay.
So one of the goblins kind of looks over at Daz too and says, so who are you talking to?
I am not talking to you. I need to talk to Ghost some more.
All right, fine. Trudges up to,
Hey, wait. Have you heard of a goblin named Frosty?
Can't say as I have.
Well, if you keep an ear out and you hear of one, or pass the word, just tell them that Dazzlecat and Nimmelin happen to be around.
All right, I'll do that.
Looking for a goblin named Frosty to hash out old times if he happens to be around.
Not a lot of elves make a lot of friends with goblins.
Yeah, well, I'm not much of an elf. Point to my ears.
All right. Yeah, fair enough. I get it. I mean, just because you sort of look like one, sorry, you're right. I didn't mean to, yeah.
If it looks like a duck and it walks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, it could be a blue dragon.
Exactly.
Gold is more likely, but yes. All right. Yep, go ahead, he says.
Thank you. I toss him a bottle of booze, see if he catches it.
Thanks. Go.
I return to Ghost.
Mm-hmm.
Can we come to an accord? We are technically at war, you know.
I know. So we kept our part of the bargain. We didn't attack your city.
Yes. This is a neutral port. We should
Mm-hmm.
have some boundaries because we may understand an accord, but you know, when it starts getting down to the lower ranks and
He
lots of
says,
drinking.
my goblins will stay out of bowshot of the base. He says. And your elves stay bowshot away from our ships.
I'll point out that the only problem with this is that, like, literally 80% of the docks is currently filled with goblin ships.
Can we modify that? Like, you know, there's going to be elven ships, and you've got your ships, and there's only so many places they can be.
He nods.
Yeah, we got to have, like, should there be a part of the docks where neither one of us goes, like a neutral spot that no goblin and no elf goes to? Yeah.
We'll split the docks in half. I think that sounds good.
Thank you.
And thus, Phoenix Rock just became Casablanca.
Give me a moment. And instead of going anywhere, I just close my eyes. And instead of speaking, I'm like shouting in my mind, thinking that that's the way to get heard if I'm not actually speaking. And I shout everything to Selnaris with my mind. Or think I'm shouting.
You don't have to shout, he says.
Okay.
He says, that sounds acceptable. We'll make that happen.
How do I... Never mind, I know how to seal this.
He says, hold out your hand.
I hold out my right hand.
A signet appears in it.
Okay.
He says, write something up with him. Sign it with that.
I will.
He says, I'll take that back when you get back.
Yes, sir. I close my hand and open my eyes and look at Ghost. He might have noticed something.
Yeah, you notice the signet appear in your hand. Okay. He says,
we need to... Let's write up this accord.
Sounds good, he says.
And
okay.
I saved the good stuff for us while we're writing, you know. You have a good
excellent.
place where we can write things up?
Yes, we can go to my office.
Very well. I turn to Nimmelin and Aaron and say, continue on as you wish. We're going to finalize peace between us.
At least in Phoenix Rock.
For Phoenix Rock, anyway.
Aaron snaps a sketchy salute and starts handing out tea.
Okay, I'm gonna leave you guys there.
Yep.
That's awesome. Well done, guys. Actually, well done for Men in Blacking it. I gave you every excuse to interpret that as a violent attack, and you chose not to.
To be honest, that was the smart choice, because we kind of there's kind of a weird deal going on with the goblins that we got going on right now.
That's true, but...
Yeah, I mean, Nimmelin did watch all the goblin ships leave. So she knew they were keeping the deal as far as that goes. So better not to.
Yeah. And now the big secret.
Well, you don't have to tell them the big
Supposedly.
secret. Don't tell them the
Well,
big
tell 'em.
secret. No.
You can tell us off air, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, off air. Off air.
Or will I discover a secret when I go into his office?
No. Your characters will probably never discover this, actually. But supposedly there was two.
No.
Wait, is the goblin Xerxes' illegitimate child?
Come on, baby. Leave me this one. It relates to the books.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Now, Arian, we finally get to do something. Chris is like, thank God, I'm so bored. That is, if you want to. Or are you too tired now and would prefer to leave it for next time?
We should probably just leave it because I do have to get up and work in the morning. So.
Oh, you do? Oh, yeah, but you didn't have to go to the office. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. We will leave it for next time then. We'll start with us, actually, and then we'll head to Crowley.
Yay, nobleman stuff. Fun.
No, this is the logistics of running or commanding a large fleet. And, well, okay, it's not currently large, right? There are some politics involved in that, though, so it will be interesting. The nobleman stuff is what Xerxes, Von Vin, and Yasma are currently stuck doing. If they have pity on Yasma, perhaps Ruavel might want to go rescue her. Or is he kind of like, yeah, I had to learn this shit. You'll have to learn it eventually. You're supposed to be the Imperial fucking heir. I'm going to leave you right there.
Arden kind of knows his way about it too, but it's been so long since he actually had to do anything related to that.
Mike's muted, by the way, so if you were talking, babe, I didn't hear you.
I'm stupid. Yeah. I was saying that Ruvel's going to let her learn.
Nice. Nice. She does eventually have to, it's true.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You know what, though, I don't know. Do we want to just cut it here then? It is almost 10 o'clock in my neck of the woods. What do you think, Stretcher? Are you like, I wanted to play some more, goddammit? You're muted.
You're muted.
So I'm wide awake, but it's up to you guys, really.
Yeah.
I'm kind of passing out here.
Okay, you know what? Yep, we'll leave it. I can hear Aaron fading, so yeah. All right. I apologize for the confusion early tonight and the delay. That won't happen again next week. I can't. I apologize to Chris, who didn't get to do anything, and I'm sorry for the long waits for people. But I don't know. Feedback, did you guys have fun if you did get a chance to play?
Oh, yeah.
I had a great time.
Yeah, we stole all their fun. Sorry, Chris. Sorry, Arden.
And again, we're not here every week.
That's right. That's true. And, you know, they don't get a chance to shine as much as we do. It's true. And this isn't going to last forever, obviously. It's just that there's so many balls in motion. I don't really feel that I can keep up with it in chat, is ultimately what it came down to. And I am having a good time with you guys. I think it's, you know, I am enjoying it.
As per usual, the secret ingredient is crime.
Yes. You see, everybody else is kind of a straight lace, except for Crowley, right? Even Madrimlian, you know, he thinks of himself as this, you know, and okay, just, I think actually that Siobhan hasn't quite found her step between the balance of, I'm a miscreant for duty,
Mhm.
Oh, did Chris sign off?
Looks like it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right. Fair enough.
Yeah, I definitely see that. He's still like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this Black Ops thing, but it's still like, it's not really a Black Ops thing yet. And Crowley is just out there doing stuff.
Yep.
And Nimlin is here like 2 years younger than she's supposed to be. Technically, she joined like 3 years too young.
Yep.
And is just like, well, I've gotten myself into this situation. I might as well be the bestest at this situation I can be.
Actually, Nimlin is going to have an opportunity to do some great stuff, and as kind of paving the way for future black operations and special forces units, right? I mean, Nimlin is Elfar. There's not a lot of Elfar involved in this so far. You'll be able to move in the halls of power that other people will not.
Oh no, poor Nimlin.
And then there's Dazzlecat as well. I don't know what Dazzlecat is off the top of my head.
Changeling she.
Yeah. So she moves in the low places among elves.
Yeah.
Okay. Rowan is going to, so she's just putting things on mute and stopping her video.
No, that's all right. We'll go to the credits screen and we'll find someone to raid. Do you guys have anybody to suggest here?
Hold on a minute.
J.A. Marlowe.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got J.A. Marlowe as well.
Yeah.
I got nobody on mine.
Who's nobody?
I
Not
got
seen
no.
What's that, Stretch?
He said, "Who's nobody? He doesn't know them."
I'm being silly as usual.
I actually
No,
haven't
I've-
got any writing or gaming streams tonight. It's all video.
I've only
games.
got big streamers my end.
Right.
The least is 87.
Gotcha.
I mean, I got some super tiny streams, but they're like Minecraft.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll head over to J.A. Marlowe then. That sounds just fine.
Yeah.
All right. Going to the credit screen. I'm not saying anything because I'm waiting for the program to react. There we go.
Yeah.
All right. Toy Soldiers Old School is game mastered by Sable Aradia and Aaron Ree, created by Diane Morrison. Audio and video provided by Zoom. Character images provided by Hero Forge. Sound effects and ambience provided by Sirenscape. Music provided by White Sand. Check out his Patreon at patreon.com/whitesand. Mapping software provided by Campaign Cartographer 3+, World Spinner, and Incarnate with adaptations in Adobe Photoshop. Gaming software provided by Fantasy Grounds, Hero Lab, and World Anvil. Check out our campaign at www.worldanvil.com/w/Toy Soldier Saga. The Toy Soldier Saga is copyright 1995 by Diane Morrison, all rights reserved. We're gonna go raid J.A. Marlowe. When you get over there, don't forget to shout "Prepare to be boarded" because we are the Sable's Privateers. Thanks for joining us for this extended game tonight, and we will see you next week. Have a good time zone, everybody.